First off, I thought it was a really high-quality basketball game between two good Mountain East Conference teams, obviously fighting for the top spot. I think we put a huge emphasis on our pressure defense, and that was a team that we had a hard time turning over the first time we played them. And we forced them into 11 turnovers the first half, and I don't know how many we forced them in the second half with the box score, but really proud of our guys' effort. I think they just gave it everything they had, maximum effort. It was fun to be a part of this game, just as a coach, and I can't imagine what it's like as a player to play in this game. But I thought the atmosphere was electric today. I thought it really gave our guys a boost, especially there late in the second half. And these two guys beside me, I thought both of these guys were phenomenal today. Just they made it look pretty easy, and they had some tough guys guarding them, some good defenders, and they were able to get to the basket and score at will, it seemed like. But that team right there is going to be a tough out, in the conference tournament, and in the region. I think they're probably going to make the NCAA tournament, and they're going to be a really tough out because they've got a very good big guy in Lamont McManus, and he's surrounded with good guards and Rackley and O'Neal and Keith Williams. So again, quality win. We don't have a lot of time to dwell on this, though. I mean, we've got to get ready to go for Glenville on Wednesday, and it'll be a tough matchup on Wednesday with only 2 days to prepare.
Playing off of what you're saying there, Pat and Malik. They always talk about, I came to so-and-so to playing games like this. Is this why you guys came to Whistler Creek to play in a game like this?
Atmosphere is crazy. So the fans, they give us a huge boost when I get that tipped it to Will. Will shot it. Threw it right to Pat. Pat for three. I couldn't even hear myself think, and that's what it's all about. Getting the crowd involved and just playing off their energy, really.
Ben, we've seen a couple times already this year that nothing's guaranteed in this league on any night. Yet, as far as wrapping up, trying to get to the regular season title, you're in better shape than you were when you woke up this morning.
Yeah, and that was, we dropped a tough one on last Wednesday, and it was a tough one to swallow, but these guys never panicked. Like, it was the next day, we were business as usual. And again, we knew we were going to get a tough game today. Like, they were not going to feel sorry for us, Charleston. It was a tough, gutty performance out of our guys, exactly what we thought. And it doesn't get any easier, though. We go to Glenville, which is never an easy place to play. And they're an up-tempo team now, so obviously they're going to want to run and make it up-tempo. So we don't have time to feel good because we've got a tough game on Wednesday.
When McManus catches it where he wants to, you're pretty much done, so to speak. Do you guys look to double depending on who the other personnel is on the floor with them?
Yeah, I think you have to, especially we're not the biggest of teams and we don't have the true center on our team. So I think Marlon, John, and knowing what we did today was just go 2 minutes and send the next guy in. And I think all three of those guys gave maximum effort. And one of the things that we noticed in the timeout was Lamont was breathing pretty heavy. He was getting tuckered out, and because he was having to guard us too on the perimeter. We drug him out on the perimeter. But he's a focal point for us, coming into Charleston. We start with him. We start with him and say, make every catch tough, and then we're going to go ahead and double team certain rotations and certain guys on the perimeter.
Not looking too far ahead, but right now you're 2 games up with 6 games to go. Won the league the last 2 years. How important is it to three-peat?
It's important. I'm one of those coaches, and I don't know if it's good or a bad thing. I talk about that with our guys. Like, every shoot around, I kind of let them know where we're at, both in the conference race and also where I think we're at in the regional tournament. And I think it's important because we have a bunch of guys that don't know how it works yet, and a bunch of new guys are not real sure how this works. But you have to approach every game like it's a conference championship, and that's what's hard about coaching such a young team is they don't have time to relax and enjoy themselves. Like, we got to get ready and play a really good Glenville team. And I know I'm beating a dead horse when I say that, but that's the only thing on my mind right now is Glenville on Wednesday.
Talking about, and this is for Pat, talking about a young team and an experienced team and stuff like that. You guys didn't look like an experienced team today. You closed that game out. How did that happen?
Yeah, we have a lot of leaders, and our coaches are just in our ear telling us what to do. Even, I mean, we practice late game situations, so we work on it. And I feel like we're just really calm under pressure. All of us step up, make a big shot, make a big pass, big steal, whatever the play may be. We're just going to step up and do it.
It's kind of interesting in this league the way it goes. You go from a team who looks to break pressure and more often than not wants to set it up in the half court. Now you're going to Glenville where they're going to be thrilled to run and gun with you guys.
Yeah, it's funny because if you go back 10 years ago, no one wanted to run with us. It was break pressure and let's pull it out and run the offense. Now there's quite a few teams that do want to say we'll play up tempo with you, and those games are fun. I always compare those games to open gyms, like for us. First one to 120 wins. We're built for that. And anytime a team wants to run with us, that's fine. We'll do that. But if the team wants to pull it out, and we'll sit down and we'll guard you too.
I know at West Liberty you guys don't look at one game as being bigger than the others. But the reality of the situation is this one was bigger.
I told him that. I told him that as much as I don't like doing that. I told him, I said, listen, guys, this is a big game. Number one, this will give us a 2-game cushion in the league. And number two, it's going to mean something as far as regional rankings. So they knew how big of a game it was. I kept beating it down to them. As soon as we lost the state, I beat it in their brains. Like, listen, fellas, this isn't just an ordinary game. This is going to be a tough game, and it's got a lot of meaning to it.
On another note, social media blowing up.
Nice.
Number 4 wasn't in the lineup tonight.
Yeah.
What's the situation with that?
Preston has decided that it's in his best interest to not play basketball anymore, and we certainly support that decision, and we wished him the best of luck and said if you need anything from us as far as a coaching staff or a team, we'll be able to help you out. But obviously we want him to be happy, and he's no longer part of our team.
Is he close to graduating, or?
I think he's got another year and a half. Yeah.
And due in part to that, when you go in the starting lineup, does anything change for you?
No, just come with the same mentality as if I was coming off the bench. Started more than half the games for Seton Hill last year, so it wasn't new to me, and I just knew that coach is going with me in the starting lineup to get that press the way he wanted it, and I felt like I bring that defensive mentality to the court, and it could create offense just like that. And when we get teams up and down, going up and down, it's just they make a silly, careless mistake, we get wide open layups, and we back on the press. So we just got to keep creating turnovers and getting buckets off of them.
Yeah, one last question. What does getting Marlon back, even for just the limited minutes he's able to go right now, how much of a boost does that give you?
I thought he was big tonight. I thought Marlon was great for us, and just his energy. Marlon brings a bunch of energy, and I've said Marlon can rebound outside of his area better than any guy we've probably ever had here. And you saw that three straight shots he shot, and he was able to get rebounds against Lamont McManus. That's tough to do, and he's able to do that. So obviously he gives us an inside presence on defense, but he's a guy that's been in the system now for 3 years, and I think he knows how it works.